What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a classic storytime video talking about smoking some medical weed. Hope you guys do enjoy. Drop a like if you do, and without further ado, let's dive into it. So, smoking medical weed. Now, this happened a little while ago. I want to say it was a little under a year ago. It was summer of 2016, and I'd known, I don't know why I said noon. That was weird. Let's just forget I ever did that. But I'd known a couple people who had recently gone out to Colorado, and they went out to Colorado. They were there for like a week, and they came back and brought with them a bunch of medical shit. Like, they brought back edibles, they brought back wax, they brought back weed. And, before they left, they had told everybody that was in our friend group, they were like, oh yeah, we're bringing back a bunch of medical shit. It's going to be great. We're going to smoke on that. So I was really excited, when they were coming back. I was really hyped because at this point, I'd smoked stuff that people had said was medical and all that, but this stuff they were bringing back in the packaging, ready to go, labels and everything, some medical ass shit. And, I was excited. I was looking forward to it, and I was expecting this is going to knock me on my fucking ass, this is going to be crazy. So, prior to this, like I'd said, I'd smoked stuff that people claimed was medical, but, when I thought medical, I expected this insane high, and that's not really how it is, but I'll get to that later. I expected to just be stoned out of my fucking cranium, but anyway, so, they go, I'm waiting around for the week, and they come back, and they brought a shit ton of stuff back. They brought all sorts of wax, they brought a ton of edibles, like these lollipops and all that, they brought, bud, of course, and I went over to this girl who we're going to call... What are we going to call her? We're going to call her Katie. So I went over to Katie's house, and Katie was a girl who I was kind of mutual friends with. I'd known her, and we'd had mutual friends. I'm not mutual friends with her, but we had mutual friends. But her and I never really hung out directly. But she was one of the people who went to Colorado, and one of the people who threw in some of the medical shit on this particular night. So I was over at her house with a couple other friends of mine, and we're all kicking it over there, and we're rolling up some blunts. We're talking, and I'm asking her, I'm like, yo, you said you got that medical, right? And she's like, yeah, you want to see it? And I was like, yeah, let me take a look at this. So she busts it out. This shit looks incredible. It's, in terms of looks, medical is some good shit. It's got the trichomes. It smells great, but not super strong. It just has a nice aroma to it. And it looks like some great weed. So, I'm super excited. And, like I said earlier, I was expecting, even by looking at it and, the fact that it was medical, I was expecting to be higher than, ever. I was expecting, this is going to trump all weed I've ever bought from any plug, this is going to be it. I can't go back to the plug. And... we roll up a blunt of it. She only rolled up a dub. I mashed her on a dub of my shit. And, I was expecting, I wouldn't even feel my weed. I was expecting, it would just be a waste of bud for me, but I had to match something. And we put these blunts in the air. We're smoking them. And, she passes her blunt my way. We've got, a four-head roto, I believe, at this point. And I'm second in the roto for the blunt of the medical. So I grab it. I pass my blunt. I'm smacking on it. It feels good, it tastes really fucking nice, and I was getting even more excited as I was hitting it. I was just sitting there thinking oh, I'm going to be so fucking faded, this is going to be unbelievable, it's going to feel like I've never smoked before, I was way overhyping it up in my head, even though realistically I knew it probably wasn't going to be like that, it was still weed at the end of the day, I was just hyping it up way too hard, so I'm smacking this weed, I'm hitting it. It's really nice. It hit really smooth. I'll give it that. I'm passing it. Roto goes by. Roto's over. And, I'm waiting. I'm sitting around. I'm, feeling pretty good. And I'm expecting, all right, any minute now, give it, maybe 10, 20 more minutes. And it's going to hit me like a train. I'm just feeling my weed right now. The medical's probably coming. And it never really happened. I just felt a really, smooth, kind of calm high. I wasn't super baked like I was hoping. It felt very similar to when I would normally smoke, just a little more relaxed, and that's what I came to realize, for all of you guys out there who are fairly new to smoking or have never smoked any medical is very, very overhyped, and I'm not saying it's bad because it's really good weed. It's incredible, but someone can take some weed that'll get you moderately high and slap the word medical in front of it, and instantly kids will buy it for 20 a gram, that's how it works. And you can go to your plug and get weed that will get you higher than medical, because, with medical, the objective isn't to get you fried as fuck. The objective is to help whatever condition you are there for, whatever condition you have a med card for. And with recreational weed or like street grown bud or any of that, they're just growing that shit to get you fried out of your fucking cranium, because they already know what you're doing with it. Like, you're not self-medicating. You're just getting fucking faded. Like, 95% of weed smokers who don't have med cards are just smoking to get blazed. Like, that's just what they do. And, like, I came to realize very quickly, medical is not really worth my money. It's like, it's nice to smoke if someone has it. I'll match up with them, but I'm not going to buy or pay more for medical, because medical's fucking expensive. Like, even when you have a medical card, I was looking online and shit, eighths are like $50, like $60 for some like really high-end strains, which I'm sure are some killer fucking weed, but like, that's a lot of goddamn money for some medical weed, like, and recreational's pricey as fuck too. But anyways, so, I'm smoking this. I'm not really feeling all that great. I'm feeling great, but like, I'm not feeling how I'd expected, I guess is a better way to put it. So I was kind of let down. And then she busts out the medical wax. She's like, yo, you want to take a dab? I'm like, hell fucking yeah. I don't got anything to match. I don't have any wax. And she's like, oh, that's cool. You can smack a couple dabs. So, we've got this pretty nice rig. My buddy, we're gonna call him Phil. Phil's over. He's got a pretty nice rig, a little smacker. It's a nice thing. So we didn't really have a cap for it, and like, we didn't really have anything to like dab off of. So we were using the end of a spoon, and then using the like the handle end of the spoon, and then we were using like the eating end of the spoon, like the part you scoop shit with, to like act as a cap. That's what we were doing. It fucking works. Bro tip right there. Try that. If you guys have some ghetto ass dab set up, just fucking burn that spoon. But anyways, so, I'm sitting there. I'm getting really excited for the wax. It looks good. And the wax was different. The weed kind of let me down in terms of like how hyped I was. The wax did not. The wax did not let me down. I only took like one dab. It was pretty fat, granted, but I only took a dab. And I smacked this fucking glob. And I remember Phil was sitting there, and he was like, oh, dude, that's a fat dab. And I was like, I'm excited. I'm ready for it, because I just wanted to get stupid high. I wanted to fulfill my expectations for the night. So I smacked this dab. It's smooth, but it hits me. Like, I'm coughing my ass off after I clear this rig. And I was fried as fuck. Like, not really body high. It was more of a, mind high. Like, just everything was really enjoyable and funny. I was laughing my ass off at just dumb shit. Like, we were sitting there talking. Like, we were outside, and this girl has this, like, little, I don't know what they're called. Those little, like, those things with, like, the nets for the windows, and they're in people's backyards, and it's, like, that little, like, sitting area, and it's all, like, netted in, and there's, like, the nice ceiling on it, and, like, I don't know what it's called. I really don't. It's not like a patio. It's not like a... It's some, like, fancy white people shit, basically. But anyways, so, like, we were sitting in there, just, like, smoking and dabbing and talking about shit. And, like, the most unfunny things were hilarious to me. Like, this one car drove by, and it was, like, going a little too slow for the neighborhood. And I was, like, losing my shit. I was like, this guy's driving like an idiot. And I was, like, laughing my fucking ass off. And this shit made me feel good. And I had no idea what strain any of this shit was. I didn't ask because I didn't care. It was good weed. That's all I cared about. And it was an enjoyable experience. The medical dabs were fucking great. Definitely some of the best dabs I've ever had. But, in terms of weed, if you guys are just recreational smokers, a little tip here, and you're like just out to get high, like you're not in it for like any, self-medication or anything, buy from your plug. You're going to get it cheaper, and chances are your plug's going to have shit that will get you higher. I don't know. I mean, maybe I just had a really good plug. I don't know. He had some incredible weed. I'll give him that. Like, honestly, some of the best weed I've ever seen in my life, even off pictures. It was nuts. And for those of you guys who had me on Snapchat way back in the day, you've seen some of my, stuff I'd post on Snap. It was pretty good looking kush, especially that perp I posted one time. But anyways, I mean, if they're just looking to get fried, just buy from the plug, give back to the community, buy off your plug, hook him up, get in good with him, be the good guy. Always come back. I remember there was one point where I was buying from my plug so much that, like, he would already have my shit, like, bagged up when he knew I was coming over. Like, he knew every time I came over I was going to buy. You know, like I was buying from this man almost like every fucking day. He was the main plug. I miss it, but I don't smoke anymore. But anyways, that's all I really got for you guys today. Just a short little story about smoking some medical weed. You know, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Drop a like if you did, and I will see you. Oh, wait, also before I go, don't forget to ask questions using the hashtag AskGoblin. I want to put out another Q&A probably tomorrow or the day after. So if you want your question answered, hashtag AskGoblin in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.